Headlines continue about the non-citizen migrant influx to the state of Illinois, and a lot of questions about how to deal with them and what's going to happen in various communities around the state, because the headlines coming through are that you've got migrants being dropped off in communities outside of Chicago, with the bus driver saying, hey, this is Chicago. And it's not Chicago. So if you look at the Chicago area media, you'll see this, where you've got the concern of how they're going to actually be treating these non-citizen arrivals that do end up coming to Chicago via being dropped off elsewhere. So let's take a look at, for instance, the headlines from ABC 7. You've got hundreds of migrants making Chicago their home. You've got this after being dropped off in a variety of other areas. In Elburn Village, they're going to vote tonight on whether to ban unscheduled migrant bus drop-offs. As you've seen elsewhere, the growing concern of whether or not their communities are going to be targeted, as the city of Chicago impounds buses. Buses don't feel very welcome there, and even the governor of Texas highlighting how they're pushing back against this welcoming city narrative by highlighting how they're not really being that welcoming in Chicago. But Chicago's not just the only sanctuary city in Illinois. Illinois itself is considered a sanctuary state because you've got the state not enforcing federal immigration law. And that means that they don't allow for even local police to work with Customs and Border Patrol and enforcing immigration detainment orders, if that's the only thing that individual is being targeted for enforcement for. So you see this a lot too when it comes to criminal justice issues that are debated. And one of the new laws that's going to take effect is a law that says you can't be pulled over for having a dangly thing between you and your driver's window, the little fuzzy dice hanging from the rearview mirror there. So starting January 1st, police can't use that as a predicate to be able to make a stop. Similar with sanctuary state policies that were enacted through things like the Trust Act. And this was even back in the Rauner administration. Former Republican governor Bruce Rauner actually signed something that took a step in that direction. And then Governor J.B. Pritzker in 2019 came in and enhanced that even more. So you have the state policy is to not allow for local law enforcement to have immigration detention orders be the only thing that they can assist federal authorities to go and enforce. Now, if that individual is facing a rape allegation or any other kind of criminal charge, then they may be able to assist federal immigration officials. That's how my understanding of it, all right? Just having covered this for years now, and the status of the state when it comes to sanctuary policies. So that's at play in the state of Illinois. So it's not just Chicago. And we're seeing stories pop up of, some communities putting up no migrant buses welcome. If you see this, if you know of this anywhere, please do email me, bishoponair@gmail.com. That way I can get a heads up and see if I can verify if these communities are being impacted by this, how they're being impacted by this, what steps they may be taking to possibly push back against this. Maybe a county board in a central part of the state is looking at possibly implementing these types of things. I can't have my eyeballs everywhere. So if you know what's going on in your county board, please do email me and shoot me some contacts as well that I can reach out to. bishoponair@gmail.com. bishoponair@gmail.com. But obviously this is going to be a hot issue heading into the new year. Here it is. We're live on Wednesday, taking a look at the latest, and the latest is that you've got the ongoing situation of migrants showing up to various places outside of Chicago. After Chicago blocked buses and tried to impound buses, and you've got private flights even to Chicago being reported last week. Here we are now with seeing stories over the holidays of some town, suburb of Chicago. Bus pulls up, says this is Chicago. Migrants get out and they're walking down the street. That's something that obviously is it's going to make more headlines here in the days and weeks ahead. Even here, SubX News, they've got this from 2 more busloads of migrants arriving at the metro station, Union Station, and you've got the call on the public radio here. Again, this is from SubX News. You can hear them essentially playing out the radio scanner traffic from the transportation officials, hearing of more migrants coming to the city.
Generate a AOA for we got another migrant bus. Let me know when you're ready for the info for the AOA. You can use this Union Station as the address.
I can use Metro Union Station as the address.
Yeah, 10-4.
10-4, go with your info, sir.
Alright, sounds like we got 60 migrants at the Bartlett Station. They're going to be boarding train 2718, and they should be arriving at Union. Generate a AOA.
They say 60 migrants at the bus station there. That's pretty wild. Of course, that's just one example of law enforcement finding out about this, transportation officials finding out about this, and it's going to just continue, I think, heading into the new year. And there's all kinds of conversations that are expected to be had as well when it comes to the cost of this at the Illinois State House, and we'll track that as close as we can. All right, we'll take a look at some new laws that are coming into effect here in just moments, so stay tuned. Bishop on Air on this Wednesday. A lot of people checking out. I'm just trying to keep my muscle flexed, right? Because we've got a pretty wild 2024 ahead of us, I feel. So I appreciate you guys hanging out.